Gary, how far did you get on your homework of Jonathan Creek viewing?
15 minutes, it was painful.
Right. Matt, how far did you get?
All the way, baby.
What was...
I don't know.
Never do that again.
No. Edit point.
Gary,
Edit
why
point.
was it...
I need another shower.
Gary, why was it painful for you?
I've never seen Jonathan Creek before.
Yeah.
And
You still haven't. You still haven't. Carry
I
on.
don't think that was a good
No.
way in, really, was
No.
it?
No,
It's a terrible
From
way.
what I
in.
understand, this episode was not one of the ones that I would have started with. I
No.
found a few of the characters annoying, and I didn't understand what Jonathan Creek was supposed to be doing. I fully admit that I was only given 15 minutes. But
You
annoying
weren't given 15 minutes. You
number
recorded the whole thing.
No, I only
No.
watched it on iPlayer.
Okay.
Number one, the very annoying thing was the woman who owned with the
Oh
was
my
supporting
god,
her
it's
daughter.
starting already.
Raquel
Yes.
Cassidy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, a horrible piece of work she was.
I didn't think
Yeah.
you were meant to like her, though. I quite
No,
liked
it-
Raquel Cassidy's performance.
But I think
I
it
do.
was so much. It was so bad. I didn't like it. I just kept spending the whole going. That is Faye Tozer out of steps, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I even had to go and look it up to make sure, but it was Faye
Oh
Tozer
my
out of
God.
steps.
Who was?
Who it was?
Yeah, the actress in the.
No, it wasn't. It was Ali Bastian out of Hollyoaks.
Oh right, okay, sorry.
So you looked it up and
That's
still
One
got
of
it
your old
wrong.
calendars, Gary. Look it up.
Ah, right. Yeah, I know who she is. No, I just got it wrong.
You're staring
Can I
at me
say-
from the wall May one year.
Yeah.
I've been a fan of Jonathan Creek
Jeremy
and the
Stevens-
locked room.
It's Jeremy Stevens next, yeah.
I've been a fan
Jeremy
of Jonathan.
Stevens.
Who's that? Jeremy Stevens.
Oh no, that's what he would have been called had he married.
Jeremy Edwards.
That's the bloke, yeah. Had he married Rachel Stevens and taken her name, he would have been Jeremy Stevens.
Oh my god,
It could have
we're all gonna die. Right,
With that Spider-Man.
Jonathan... Right, Gary, you have a lie down for a minute while Matt and I discuss it. I've been a fan of Jonathan Creek since the start, since 1997, the very first one. The key to any brilliant episode is the locked room mystery. How did that happen? That's impossible. Jonathan comes in and solves it. And the problem with this one, if you're a new viewer, you were robbed of that from the very start, because for some reason David Renwick took the unusual step of showing you who the murderer was and how they were killed.
Yeah,
And there
that's what I
was
didn't like
no
about it.
twists. What possible reason did he have for doing that? I couldn't work it out at all. I don't
That
know what
spoiled
the...
it for me, I have to say.
Yeah, well, the Jonathan Creek is all about that brilliant moment, like they do on Death in Paradise now, where he gathers everyone together and he says, "This is how it happened," and it blows your mind, and you come away thinking that's very clever.
Mm.
This time,
Sorry, go on.
that didn't happen, and it just felt. I felt like I did in that second episode of Sherlock, where I was just like, any minute now, something's going to happen that's going to change things, and it didn't. Nothing did.
No. And I think that's why they put in all the extra bits with, you know, the thing about the letters under the floorboards.
Yeah,
with
they
Sarah
needed
Alexander's
something.
mum, and the stuff with Paula Wilcox and the ashes, and the stuff with
That
the
annoyed me.
Yeah, and then the moving of the desk as well.
That annoyed me as well.
Yeah,
I didn't
I mean,
understand
it felt like
that.
It felt like he had to put in all these extra bits because the main mystery, which was the Ali
Wasn't the mystery.
Bastian thing, was already spoilt within the first 20 minutes. And I mean, a
But
lot of
what
it to
reason?
me as well seemed like it was too much in the comedic, in the sort of spoofing direction. I mean, you obviously have the Sherlock-esque character.
The
what's
Sherlock.
his name? Ridley.
Ridley.
Yeah, and as well all the sort of I suppose it's like an Andrew Lloyd Webber pastiche, the musical that they were putting on. I mean, they did have that one funny scene where she threw up in the
Yes,
tuba.
in the tuba.
I quite like that, and I quite like the thing with the mobile phone at the beginning. But
And I did like the line, "You'd expect to be bitten in the neck."
Yeah,
as well.
I mean,
I enjoyed it.
occasionally I mean, as you say, David Renwick's writing is one of the best things about Jonathan Creek. But I think now it is time to sort of retire the brand. I think they could have finished it up with the last special they did.
And I don't want to step over all the points that I made in a piece, a small piece I wrote for the website, which you are able to see now. Is that because also there is no Sheridan Smith, and because Sarah Alexander didn't get involved as much, it's always, I think Jonathan Creek works better when he's got someone to bounce off of. And he didn't have anyone to bounce off.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, Sarah Alexander as well. I don't believe their relationship. I
not
don't
in a,
think
not
they
in a
haven't
tiny
got that
bit.
much chemistry, and I think with the rest of the women he's had in the series, whether it be Caroline Quentin or Julie Swahala or Sheridan Smith, they've all had that chemistry, and it's been a different chemistry each time. But they have had a certain chemistry, and I don't think for Sarah Alexander, who's the first one of these women that he's been properly romantically linked to, there's just nothing there between them, and it's if her character doesn't even want him doing this crime solving in the first place, she's always complaining about him doing it, isn't it? So she's not a very good companion to be a crime solver.
I think as well. I was kind of happy it was back, especially on Friday night, because there's no competition. But as soon as it was spoilt, I just don't know. And also, it's clever what they've done moving it on. He doesn't wear his duffel coat. He doesn't live in the windmill. He doesn't have a partner
But I think
anymore.
in a way
that's ruined it. It's ruined it as well.
What does he do now then? What is his job? Because before
he works in advertising.
Yeah,
PR.
His job before, wasn't it, was as making magic tricks. Was that right when it started?
He used to work with a magician who's no longer in it
He-
either, and they would work out the tricks that the magician would do.
But I just think it's moved on so much now, and I think the character's changed almost too much. I mean, I didn't mind it as much in the last special, but I think that should have been it. I think it's like he's married now, he's moved out of the windmill. We don't need another series of this.
No.
But
Have you seen any of episode 2
I haven't,
at all?
no, not yet.
Do you think you'll go back to it in case they've brought back the Jonathan Creek-esque mystery, or is that enough?
I will.
For you?
I'm going to try. I'm going to persevere with this, partly because
I'm
reviewing it smarter. But yeah, no. I mean, Alan Davis, for all his sins, is still sort of committed to the character and still.
He's he's brilliantly quirky in it, isn't he? I still like that.
I mean, I think it spent too much time on the sort of the Sherlock parody thing. I think that was a bit sort of self-indulgent, and it almost reeked a bit of jealousy, if you ask me. It's sort of like, let's just, Well,
I think I wrote this, but I think it was David Renwick saying to Stephen Moffat, not so subtly, we did this first. You know, Jonathan.
Yeah, I think it was detrimental to the plot, though. I think it didn't need it. If you took that away, I don't think it would have been, any different if you think about it. What did that character add to the overall feel of the episode?